Welcome back to Red and Blue. I'm Robert Costa. The New York Times is reporting that Fox News had several internal discussions about its ratings after it was the first network to call Arizona for President Biden in 2020. It reports that Fox News received angry phone calls, letters, and protests from its own viewers, and that all prompted alleged discussions taking place inside Fox News about how to handle future elections. This all comes as the network faces a $1.6 billion defamation lawsuit from Dominion Voting Systems. David Folkenflik joins us with more of his report, and he is a media correspondent for NPR. David also authored Murdoch's World, The Last of the Old Media Empires. David, you're a highly respected media reporter. Appreciate you being here. Where does this all go from here?
Well, what we've seen in recent weeks has been this cascade of revelations about what happened in this crucible from election night 2020 on. And why does that night matter so much? That was the night when Fox News became the first broadcast network to call the key swing state of Arizona for Joe Biden. And you saw millions of Trump fans, Trump supporters and voters who are also Fox viewers peel away, either just away from Fox or to other smaller right-wing outlets. And you saw this panic set in about how to win them back. And so, yes, they met several times. Repeatedly, in fact, talked about almost nothing else, not only in meetings, but in emails and in text messages, including in group chats among the top primetime hosts for Fox News, talking about how it was a form of vandalism to be presenting fact checks on claims of fraud that were baseless. These complete scurrilous lies without foundation that somehow Dominion Voting Systems, this election tech company, had helped to defraud Donald Trump of the 2020 election by throwing votes to Joe Biden. And these were, in fact, the same lies that their own hosts and colleagues were putting on the air to present to their own viewers to try to win them back.
David, there's a legal side to this story. There's also a journalistic side. As someone who covers it all, what are the journalistic consequences potentially here as you evaluate and report on this story?
Well, I think, Bob, you've got that exactly right, that you have to look at this as split track stories. One is the question of the legal validity of Dominion's defamation claim. And the other is, what have we learned about Fox News as an organization that holds itself out as a journalistic outfit? It has reporters, it has anchors, producers, chyrons, all of the wrappings of a major television news operation. But actually, news is the least important priority. My reporting has suggested over the years, and this, I think, seems to vindicate, because when things were toughest, they had to decide, did they want to tell their audience something that they desperately didn't want to hear? That is, that Joe Biden would prevail in Arizona and likely in the United States presidential elections, or did they want to serve up pablum? And once they had called Arizona for Biden, they pulled back from serving up anything that was untoward for their listenership to hear. And in fact, were serving things that, according to their own words, their own black and white correspondences, they didn't believe, using people they did not find credible to do so because they were desperate to pull them back. Now, let me be clear. These are things that were said by their hosts. Tucker Carlson, Sean Hannity, and Laura Ingraham described this, one of Trump's surrogates, a woman named Sidney Powell, as nuts. You had others in the network basically saying there's no credibility to what she has to say, and yet she was put on repeatedly in the days and weeks after the election day. Rudy Giuliani was on for times too. Rupert Murdoch, who's the ultimate boss of Fox News, the founder of Fox News, at one point says, wouldn't it be good, just on the eve of January 6th, where we saw that bloody siege of the Capitol to try to block Joe Biden's win from being certified by Congress, you saw Rupert Murdoch saying, wouldn't it be good if we had Sean and Laura and Tucker go in front of the viewers, maybe even together, to say, look, Joe Biden legitimately won this. And he was convinced not to because he was told by the chief executive of Fox News and others that this would hurt Fox's relationship with its viewers. They're not ready to hear it this way yet. Well, if you can't share facts with your audiences, then you are not acting as a news organization. You're doing something else that happens to have reporters on staff.
And quickly, David, speaking of Rupert Murdoch, what has his under oath deposition, his testimony, revealed about him as someone who has studied and reported on him for a long time?
Well, I would say there's always been this argument about, is he an ideologue, a right-winger? Is he only interested in business? Is he truly a journalist with just a little bit of a rogue's playfulness? And there are elements of each. I think what you see is a very pragmatic businessman who's quite conservative. And he does have journalistic metabolism in terms of being interested in politics and gossip in the news. But ultimately, he wants to prevail. He wants to make money. He was asked by one of Dominion's attorneys, so you're saying this isn't about red or about blue. This is about green. And according to the court filings, Rupert Murdoch said, yes, that's right.
David Folkenflik, thank you for your reporting and for being here.